Good afternoon. A 27-year-old man is facing a string of charges after a vehicle rammed an RCMP vehicle in Little Red River. RCMP say officers found a truck reported stolen from Prince Albert outside a home in Little Red River the afternoon of June 12th. As an officer was getting out of their vehicle, the truck reversed at a high rate of speed, slamming into the police cruiser. No one was injured, but the RCMP vehicle was severely damaged. When police arrested the suspect, they found a gun and a knife on him. He is facing 10 charges in connection to the incident. A man from southern Saskatchewan has been charged with trafficking weapons. During a search of a home near Estevan earlier this month, police found 4 guns and ammunition, as well as a handheld item officers believe was an explosive device. It turned out it was an empty case and did not contain explosive materials. A search of another home in Frobisher turned up a gun that was stolen from Estevan and illegally sold. A 23-year-old man is now facing 4 counts of possessing a gun, knowing it was unauthorized, unsafe storage of guns, possessing property obtained by crime, and 1 weapons trafficking offense. Saskatchewan is experiencing a busy tick season. These ticks were removed from an 8-pound dog by the Martensville Vet Hospital. eTick, a self-reporting tick database, has already received about 750 submissions so far this year, a number it didn't reach until the end of June last year. Researchers say most of the ticks found in Saskatchewan are still American dog ticks, but they're keeping a close eye on black-legged ticks, which can carry Lyme disease. They say more ticks are being detected in the province, expanding its range further north and west.
So where we're seeing the strongest signal right now is actually kind of in the Prince Albert area. We think because this tick really likes leaves, deciduous trees, and leaf litter, it needs a good solid leaf litter. So it might not do that nice gentle creep across the Manitoba border. It might actually jump, being introduced by birds or people, and then establish in kind of a few different spots in the province.
Jenkins says people often forget about ticks in the fall, but that's when the black-legged tick, the one that can carry Lyme disease, is most active. The province has set up an online tool to help people impacted by spring flooding. The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency is launching an online portal with information residents, communities, businesses, and producers may find helpful. The SPSA says website features including support and recovery information is available, as well as flood forecast advisories. You can find the information by going to saskatchewan.ca/residents/emergency/flooding-support. Well, Jeff, it started as a sunnier day, but the rain is falling, at least in Saskatoon.
Well, it's starting to show up, and there's it's not surprising, maybe a little annoying, that's for sure. And we take a look at this image. You know, it's rinse and repeat. Well, not quite as intense as yesterday. We certainly had a lot more in the way of intense weather, particularly down in parts of southern Alberta and Saskatchewan. But we still have this area of active weather that's already sort of anchored thanks to this big low out in the Hudson Bay area, and it continues to plague us in that respect. But yes, we're dealing with some pop-up showers throughout the day, and we'll talk about what the forecast has in store a little later on.
A new display has been put up at the site of Saskatchewan's deadliest bus crash. A new plaque now stands on the Trans-Canada Highway just outside of Webb. It remembers the victims of the crash on May 28, 1980. 22 workers of a Canadian Pacific Railway steel crew aboard a bus died when a vehicle collided with it.
Having this piece here, I do believe that people are going to come here, stop, understand the story better, and share the story at the next stop at family dinners. And just knowing we saw this fantastic memorial at Webb, Saskatchewan, and this is what happened. I think it'll pique their curiosity to go and do a little bit of research and find out what really happened here, to hear the bigger story.
Of the 22 who lost their lives, 12 of them were from Newfoundland, 9 from Manitoba, and 1 from Ontario. The union representing Saskatoon firefighters is calling for more support as crews continue to see a significant number of overdoses. The union president says that while Saskatoon fire crews are trained to respond to overdoses, they often handle situations that should be handled by other organizations. The union is seeking more wraparound services to help firefighters responding to overdose calls.
The comment that we get a lot is, why are we going to the same person over and over? Where are those wraparound supports? And again, that's where we're asking the province to help us out and step in with that. That's the biggest question that we're getting.
According to the city of Saskatoon, there have been just under 1,800 overdose calls between the beginning of the year and June 5th. CTV News has reached out to the province for comment. Meewasin Valley Authority leadership was at Saskatoon City Hall today presenting plans for a national urban park. Speaking at a committee meeting, Meewasin CEO Mike Valonis says the national designation will help provide an injection of funding while Meewasin would still have local authority. Meewasin and Parks Canada have been negotiating the creation of a national urban park running through Saskatoon for the last 5 years. The park would be along the South Saskatchewan riverbanks with boundaries drawn south of Beaver Creek going northwards to an area northeast of Wanuskewin Heritage Park. Valonis says most of the big picture items have been sorted now that they are working on logistics.
Now we're in a phase where we're trying to figure out all of the details, dotting T's, crossing I's, trying to figure out what the logistical implications and operational implications are of doing all those fun big dot things.
Valonis says he expects to have more details on the project's timeline in the next 6 to 12 months. A long-serving Saskatchewan Conservative MP is stepping away from politics this summer. Yorkton-Melville Member of Parliament Kathy Wagenthal said despite her original plan to continue representing the riding until another election, she'll give up her seat as of August 31st. Wagenthal says she's been blessed to represent the riding where she's held office for more than a decade as she was first elected in 2015. The area's Conservative Nominating Committee recently selected Nelson Pohl as the riding's Tory candidate for the next federal election. It's a big day for Saskatchewan hunters with the results of the big game draw being posted. Hunters who applied can log on to their hunting, angling, and trapping license or HAL account to check for results and pool status. Pronghorn results will be posted in mid-July. Successful applicants will be able to buy licenses after August 1st. A Saskatoon elementary school got a boost today for their love of reading. A celebration was held at St. Marguerite School this morning in honor of a grant of $40,000 it's receiving from the Indigo Love of Reading Foundation's Literacy Fund. The money is meant to help update and renew school libraries to ensure students always have access to books that reflect their identities, experiences, and communities.
So we're gonna come together as a committee. We're gonna figure out what the needs are for the school and what the resources are that we would like for our students to be able to have. And then we'll go to work and gathering material to share with you and people in the community as well.
St. Louis Public School in St. Louis will also receive $10,000 in funding. Since its founding in 2004, the Indigo Love of Reading Foundation has given almost $30.5 million to more than 500 Canadian schools. Well, Canada takes on Qatar in Vancouver tomorrow at the World Cup. Game time is 4 o'clock Saskatchewan time. You can watch it right here on CTV, which means there will be no 5 o'clock news tomorrow. The 6 o'clock news will be a half-hour show starting at 6:30. We hope you can join us then. You can also watch us online at ctvnews.ca/Saskatoon. Still to come, exploring Saskatchewan through photos. An annual contest to promote the beauty of Saskatchewan is back.
Joining me is Amy from Tourism Saskatchewan to talk about the Explore Sask photo contest for 2026. Hi, Amy.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
Could you do like a brief rundown on what the Explore Sask photo contest is?
Sure. So our Tourism Saskatchewan's annual Explore Sask photo contest has just got underway this week. Amateur photographers and videographers have up until September the 15th to submit their entries. This is a popular contest and really popular amongst those who like to get out there and explore in the province and who love to take pictures. And last year in 2025, we actually had 3,800 entries to the contest, so it remains quite popular.
How do you choose who the winners are?
Well, we've got 6 different categories, so 5 photography categories and 1 video category. We have a external judging panel that meets and reviews each of the categories. So in each category, they choose a winner. So each category, you can receive a $500 Visa gift card. Then they also identify honorable mentions. And then they take all of the photography categories, review them, and they select a grand prize winner. So that grand prize winner is eligible for another $500 Visa gift card. And then they also assess the video category, which is kind of assessed on its own. And the prize there is a $1,000 Visa gift card.
What are the different categories that people can submit to?
Yeah, we've got a people and places category. So that can be portraits of Saskatchewan people. It can be photographs showing kind of the community spirit of communities, cities, small towns across the province. We've got a prairie category. So that's kind of what you think it is, but also highlighting those hidden gems like the Badlands and the beautiful valleys and kind of the unexpected in the prairie region. We've got a wildlife category. So images that showcase wildlife, birds, insects. Saskatchewan's an awesome birding destination, so we always have some amazing photographs of birds in this category. Winter, so photos capturing sort of winter adventures or, wild and snowy landscapes, that kind of thing. And we've got a woods and water category. So that celebrates our lakes and rivers, our forests and our trees in the north and the south. That could be boreal forest in the north or, the lodgepole pine forest in the southwest. And then our video category is kind of videographer's choice. So it could be people, places, wildlife, and that is an edited piece or a single shot video up to 60 seconds in length.
In terms of when a photo was taken, so date and time, and in terms of what kind of photo it is, so film or digital, what are the requirements for a submission?
There's actually a list of the contest rules and all of the eligibility guidelines on our website. So it's tourismsaskatchewan.com/photo-contest. And so all of that information is found there. It's pretty flexible. Online is also where people enter their submissions. So they're entered on our website through a portal. So you can visit that same web page for guidelines around the contest and to enter your submission.
Are entries limited to 1 submission per photographer, or how does that work?
No, we have photographers that enter into multiple categories. This is a real great opportunity to show off your photographs and to show off your adventures across the province. And so we have folks that definitely submit in many different categories for sure.
What would you say to encourage people to make a submission or go out and take a picture to submit?
Yeah, I would just encourage everyone. This is amateur and professional photographers, and you don't have to be a skilled photographer to enter. Some of the best winners have been just those shots that were caught on the fly while you're out enjoying the beauty of a Saskatchewan summer, spending time with your family. Everyone has a smartphone at the ready quite often these days, and so your ability to take a great photograph is quite easy. And so we just encourage people to snap those shots, to share them with everybody else. It's a real celebration of the beauty of the province each summer.
Well, thank you for sitting down and speaking with me.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
When we come back, when comfort takes a back seat at a sporting event, we'll show you what Rider fans once had to sit on and why. Jeff, it's looking still pretty unsettled for the rest of the weekend into the weekend. Into the weekend. Sorry, Father's Day, festivities, those who are planning those type of things, because it is going to be a bit dodgy, particularly on Father's Day. So we'll talk about that in detail in just a bit here. Just want to point out a couple of things. Hot temperatures for the central parts of British Columbia, the interior, and even southern parts of the South Coast. Not good news. Of course, we had the issue with wildfires in and around the Kelowna area last night. It looks as though
So that may be a harbinger of things to come for a hot and dry and possibly dangerous summer. So we hope that's not going to be the case. Across Alberta, Saskatchewan, you can certainly see all this active weather. Not as intense as yesterday, but it's still sort of following the same pattern. And then we have this deepening low down in the U.S. that is going to, that Montana low that we talked about, it is really going to have some significant impact on the Midwestern United States and into Ontario. We're talking power outage, flooding, torrential rainfall, and then that eventually makes its way into Quebec and Atlantic Canada. So a messy situation there. Now, on to more details here locally. Taking a look at our computer analysis, and as you can see, a lot of the heaviest part of this system has moved off. But tomorrow, just with daytime heating, and it's not all that hot, I get it, but we're still going to see some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Thunderstorms are a possibility, but most likely just some showers. Now, on to tonight. Still expecting some rain in the Spiritwood area, 7 degrees, 7 in the Battlefords with a chance of some showers, 8 degrees in Candle Lake and Birch Hills under cloudy skies, Roster and Melfort also at 8 degrees, 9 for Nipawin. Tomorrow, well, it looks like it's sort of a half and half, a tale of two regions. We've got ourselves 16 degrees with showers in North Battleford and the Battlefords region and Spiritwood, 18 degrees with some showers expected in Birch Hills and Roston at 18 degrees, just cloudy at 18 for Candle Lake and Nipawin, Melfort 19 degrees and cloudy skies. So yes, the gray conditions continue as we make our way into Thursday. So here we go with Prince Albert and area. So the gateway city is looking like this. 9 degrees overnight tonight with a slight chance of showers and the winds backing off in the overnight period. And then as we roll into tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies, a bit on the breezy side, winds out of the northwest at 20, gusting to 40. 18 degrees your expected daytime high, which is about 3 or 4 degrees below seasonal. And then as we take a look at the 7-day outlook for Prince Albert and area, 19 on Friday, getting up to 21 on Saturday, so darn close to seasonal. And then, SpaghettiOs. Sunday for Father's Day, a pretty good chance or even chance of some showers, 18 degrees, starting off the work week kind of cool at 16 degrees with a very good chance of rain, maybe up to 5 millimeters of rain in the Prince Albert area. 30% chance of showers on Tuesday, 20 degrees, and then back to seasonal temperatures or slightly above 1 week from today, mainly cloudy skies and 23.
Well, we'll just take what we can get, I guess. Maybe we can do some barbecuing in there.
Why not?
All right, thanks, Jeff. Well, Rider fans have seen several updates at Taylor Field and now Mosaic Stadium over the years. Matt Young takes a look at what some seating used to look like in this week's installment of Classic Sports Moments.
If you think the temporary seating at the World Cup in Toronto is unique, check out these seats installed for the Grey Cup in Regina in 1995. These temporary seats were just aluminum benches with no backing, no real seats, and no railings going up the stairs either, and not even a full floor. In fact, if you dropped your drink and it rolled past your feet, it could tumble through the scaffolding all the way down to the ground. In fact, you can actually see through the entire setup if you look at it from a certain angle. Not to worry though, solid as a rock. They held up in the Saskatchewan wind. We recently found some rare footage of stadium preparations for the 1995 Grey Cup, the first time it was held in Saskatchewan. Modifications to Taylor Field took place throughout the season and in the days leading up to the game. Check out these long infrared heaters, which were used when painting ads and logos on the field, which was about as hard as concrete. Remember that old OmniTurf? They built a new press box for about 400 journalists, some of which came from Baltimore, as an American team was in the Grey Cup that year. Yeah, the CFL was a little bit different back then, and so was Taylor Field, but they put on a great show. Saskatchewan's first Grey Cup and the preparations for it back in 1995.
And if you want to check out more classic sports moments from the days of Wilco and Woodfinish televisions, you can check them out on our website.
Saskatchewan is taking on a bigger role in the global fight against infectious diseases, with Vito signing a new international agreement. The goal to make the Saskatoon-based research facility the North American hub of a leading European pandemic research network. The Vaccine and Infectious Disease Organization signed the agreement with a leading European research network. During a ceremony in Paris, Premier Scott Moe joined leaders from Vito and the University of Saskatchewan for the signing. The partnership will help advance international research on emerging disease threats and support the development of new vaccines, diagnostics, and treatments. Volker Gertz, the head of Vito, says the infrastructure which exists at labs here is the perfect fit for the European collaboration.
Infectious diseases continue to be a threat to us, to Canadians, but also to our industries, our livestock, our animals. And so you need to have facilities that have the ability to quickly respond when these new diseases break out. And that's what Vito is going to do as Canada's Centre for Pandemic Research.
Officials say the agreement builds on decades of investment in Vito and its role as Canada's Centre for Pandemic Research. They expect the partnership to create new opportunities for international projects, scientific exchanges, and funding, while strengthening global preparedness for future outbreaks. A new study finds parents are on their devices during meals even more than their kids. The survey of more than 350 parents found that more than 3/4 of them reported media use during their last family meal, mainly smartphone use. Parents also said their children were almost as likely to have used media, with nearly 70% of them also engaging in some form of social media use. The kids' ages ranged from 4 to 10. Experts say making the time for even one dedicated family meal a week with phones put away for 20 to 30 minutes could be worth it. The findings were published in the journal JAMA Pediatrics.
Looks like they're having pork chops.
Oh, well, sounds good. Getting hungry. All right, before we go, auditions are open for Telemiracle 51. The process for audition for the show is online only this year. Video applications can be submitted through the Telemiracle website, where you can send in an application and a video. Auditions close September 30th. Telemiracle 51 runs February 27th and 28th, 2027 here in Saskatoon. So don't wait. Get those videos in.
No kidding. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're hoping for a decent forecast, Jeff, but
well, it all depends on what you're looking for. Does some of this involve timely rains, as my farmer friends sometimes tell me? It looks like we've got some showers, particularly on Father's Day.
I see that. All right. Thanks for watching. We're back at 6.